Well, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about stakeholder theory or stakeholder models. Now, you've probably already seen my videos on the stakeholder model on this particular channel. If you haven't, I highly recommend that you check them out because I go into a little bit more depth than I will in this particular video because I'm assuming that you've already been exposed to the stakeholder theory or stakeholder model. But before I start drawing it out, you've got to think about this. Stakeholder theory or stakeholder model, and I think it's not because of 9/11, but I think it just happened to arise around that same time, was something that came about because we started asking ourselves really difficult questions as a society. We had crises that were happening. You had the bear market. Again, I don't know that these are directly attributed to the rise of stakeholder theory, but it certainly made us ask some uncomfortable questions. So you've got 9/11. You have got a couple of bear markets, you've got a recession. People start asking themselves, hey, what if this obsession with pure capitalistic profit is partially responsible for what's going on? Maybe we need to have a new way of looking at things. And that's when the stakeholder model or the stakeholder theory has come about. Now, again, notice how we spell stake, S-T-A-K-E, okay? You know how many people I've seen spell like this? How would you like your steak held? Well, I'd like it held well done. Thank you very much. No! That's not it. So the point of the stakeholder model, or the idea behind it, make sure you can see over here, is you have a corporation who has to counterbalance a variety of different interests in the benefit of a particular corporation. And let's look at who these different beneficiaries are. Normally, and I'm drawing the stereotypical ones, in the next video we'll talk about Jack in the Box. Normally, you look at governments. Okay, so if it's a company in the U.S., you'd say the U.S. government. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get some different colors. I'm going to take advantage of these cool pens that I've got. And so with this blue marker, I'm going to draw what we call primary stakeholders. And primary stakeholders are those stakeholders who are directly impacted by the actions of a given firm. Okay? So, for the corporation, normally you have governments. Okay? Because a government is directly impacted by whatever a corporation is doing. A corporation pays taxes, a corporation follows or breaks laws. Is a very direct, near and dear kind of relationship. Many firms, you also have suppliers. Okay? Suppliers are, you are a customer of your different suppliers, right? So that is a near and dear relationship. Of course, you're going to have customers. Obviously, customers, that's a pretty obvious direct relationship. You're going to have employees, people that work for you, and frequently we talk about owners. Okay? That could be direct owners like in an entrepreneurship organization, or it could be shareholders or stockholders, which is different than a stakeholder, right? Stockholders, people that own shares of a given company. Now let's have a look here. We also have what are called secondary stakeholders, and these are ones that have an indirect relationship. This could be things like communities, church, the media, right? These are people that are indirectly impacted. Now, normally what you'll do with this is you'll fill it in, and we'll do that in the next video. But normally you'll fill it in with whoever your relevant stakeholders are. Okay? So, having said that, the goal of the corporation is to balance and counterbalance the competing interests of these different stakeholders, but in the interest of the corporation. But it's not necessarily manipulation. You also have to take into consideration their interests. And the idea is there's kind of this countervailing forces model for those of you who are watching my channel. But there's this issue of countervalence between, for example, the corporation and its customers, right? You know, a customer does not have to buy your products or services if you don't treat them well. If you're disrespectful to your customers, they won't buy that service again. So you have to take the customer's interest into mind. You can't just be pulling all the time because they'll yank back. Again, a corporation can become very powerful, but never as powerful as a government in most cases. So again, the government can make laws that prevent you from doing whatever it is you're doing. So you've got to respect the perspectives of the government. You've got to respect the perspectives of employees. If you treat your employees like dirt, what are they going to do? Bam, they're going to be gone. They're going to walk out the door. So you got to take care of them as well. So this is the idea of the stakeholder theory or stakeholder model. And what we've drawn here is a generic stakeholder map. And in the next video, we're going to partially fill in that generic stakeholder map, and we'll kind of complete filling it in throughout the rest of this case study, but we'll at least kind of get it started. So great. I hope you enjoyed this very short video on the stakeholder model. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment if you have any questions. Great. I'll see you in the next video.